ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you guys had a good weekend and that your week has started well as well. Now, I know that some people might have thought that in the intro tonight, it might have been different because there was no sound, and that was totally unintentional because there just happened to be no sound. I don't know why that was, but maybe it was the same last week, I can't remember. But a bit of a silent intro, maybe a bit of a nice change. So then go straight into Paris Nord as requested over on Patreon. And I'm getting a little bit of an echo going on. So hopefully, I've just sorted it at least on my end here, hearing things back. I know that sometimes when I'm doing the live stream, it's okay where you are. Hopefully there's not a delay of my voice going on and that you can hear me and see me. So hello to all you guys in the live chat room. And let me give you guys a quick shout out tonight. In there we have Tammy, Angela, Jennifer, Billy, Journey Girl, Paul, Ro, Melody Rocks, Mimi, 3212, Bob, and Pat's PM1123, and then it's going through too quickly. I can't keep up with it. But hello. Thank you everyone for joining me on this Tuesday night. Now, the first bit of business to address is that over the last couple of days, I've had a bit of a weird kind of throat cold type thing that has set in. So hopefully everything will be all right. But if you do hear me clearing my throat and just making noises that I don't normally make, such as like that, then don't panic. It's just to do with this cold that, thankfully isn't too bad, but hopefully it'll be, gone over the next kind of day or two. We will see. Fingers crossed. So, now, let me mention at the beginning of the live stream something that I always forget to mention, which is the cover video for tonight, and it is going to be between Wanted Dead or Alive, the Bon Jovi classic, and the Gary Moore classic, Parisian Walkways. So whichever one of those you want to hear my version of, you can have your vote at the bottom of the live chat room. Now let me get some stuff up on screen. First of all, the names of my patrons, because they make this all possible in the first place. I'm just checking that has displayed, and it has appeared. So a massive thank you to the people at the bottom of the screen. You know who you are, and they make everything possible on the channel, including these live streams and all of the analysis videos. And it's great that we can kind of just keep doing the live streams while I'm organizing everything in the other room. But something that I noticed, that I don't know whether I'll be able to actually do this live or not, but the thing on the live stream settings, I'll tell you what, before I get into all of this, let's get the likes goal up on screen, because tonight we're aiming for 300 likes to then bust out the guitar and have Phil Jam number 321. There you go. That's just reminded me of something, a show that I don't think we had in the UK, but maybe we did, where there's a guy who was doing 3-2-1, and he used to do this thing with his hand, and he was doing 3-2-1, but really quickly. So there you go, Phil Jam number 321. If you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. So let's see where we are at. At the moment, we have 161 likes. So we'll see if we can get a spike of the likes going on. Now, if I do the double thumbs up, is that when we get the fireworks? We do. If we do the single thumbs up, I don't know whether we have to wait for one to finish before then we do the thumbs up. There you go, that's the thumbs up. What was the other thing? The rainy cloud. Was that double thumbs down? Yeah, it was. So anyway, back to what I was saying, and the reason that this all came about, I was thinking about these effects that happen that you can turn off or turn on, and it just so happens that they were on in the last live stream. So right at the end, I had either a thumbs up or fireworks or a rain cloud appear. But there is something that you can do on the screen. I don't know whether I can do this live or not. Oh, now this, because I'm going to get rid of the lycometer and see if this changes it, because for whatever reason, the lycometer thing changed. or at least change the availability of the settings that I was looking at previously. So now what I can do, oh, here we go. So now this is something that I do find a little bit random, where if you want to, on the Mac, I guess on my Mac Studio, but also on my MacBook Pro that I've got here, you can put in different backgrounds. And I know that I've seen online some people having very silly backgrounds when their kids have been playing on their computer, and then they might have an interview with BBC News or something, and then they've got a really silly background going on, or even a filter that makes them look a little bit ridiculous. But what we do have, or what we can do, is change the background like this. So now I'm sitting, I don't know where I'm sitting, because it looks more like a slide over there rather than having stairs. And we've got, what's that, just a window open to outside. So yeah, I'm not actually here, but I've clicked on a background that, yeah, you can, I guess, put in totally random backgrounds. The only problem is, I think with my hair, sometimes it doesn't quite filter things properly, but I think it looks quite good for having a background. If there's something in the background that you want to get rid of, then yeah, it's a very good option. So I just managed, or happened to find all of these settings, and then luckily managed to figure out how to get rid of them before starting the live stream. So yeah, this is now the genuine background that we're looking at. So I was messing around with the settings, but hopefully you can still see me and it's all fine. And now let me click that off, get the like commenter back on screen. Yeah, okay, right, we are now organized again, and we're at 188 likes. So we're only looking for 12 more people to 11 more people to get to 200. So if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be great. Now the last thing that we do get up on screen is the donations tab. And the donations tab is there to say that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. So that goes to everything that I do on the channel. So I can see that Liz says, can you make the background a beach in Hawaii? I'm sure that you can if you want to. You can put any picture you want in the background, but the default pictures that they give you are a little bit weird, because one's like a rainbow and other ones are just a color, or at least a color gradient. So yeah, I think if you were professional, or if I were professional at live streaming from a different room and not my studio room, then maybe I'd have a better picture in the background. But yeah, I'll think of that in the future. But hopefully, yeah, things will be organized very soon in my other room, and we'll be able to get back to live streaming in the normal way. But what I will say is that the setup for the fill jams on my laptop, for whatever reason, are just a lot simpler. The setup's just pretty much that I plug in and play and don't have to worry about, timing issues and latency. So yeah, it's a bit weird that the MacBook Pro is fine with the timing and latency. So I hear the backing track and play over the top of it, and everyone then in the live stream hears me playing at the same time that I am playing, and at the same time as the backing track. Whereas in the Mac Studio, which should be theoretically a more powerful computer, we get this latency issue where the backing track always plays just about a quarter of a second or half a second after I have played, after what I've heard. So it always makes it a bit out of time. So yeah, it's a little bit annoying, but that's just the way it is for this particular setup. So if I could have this kind of latency or lack of latency with my Mac Studio setup, then that would be great. Hopefully that will come back. And it just went wrong after an update that, of course, Apple sends out and says, oh, update your computer. You update it, and now there's a fundamental issue with, the audio coming through the computer and the audio coming through the interface. So Melody Rock says it's probably a software update issue, which indeed it was, and no update since has sorted it. But hopefully it'll get back to normal in the future, and I won't have to keep on using the laptop and my Mac Studio for the live streams. So anyway, now, yeah, like I said, you don't have to donate, but for those people that can't resist donating, I think it's important that they know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. So let's jump into, I know that there have been a few donations in the PayPal window, but we'll jump into the Super Chat window first because there's a donation in there from Monica for $10, so thank you for that. And the message is, can you please demonstrate octaves with tapping? So this will have to be something that I get the Mugabe out for. So I will start to actually get into the PayPal window because sometimes the demonstrations can take a bit of a while. So we will jump into just addressing the donations that happened in the PayPal window. And the first one was from Nicole. I'm just scrolling down to see that Nicole donated £15. So thank you for that. And the message is, hello Phil, against all the odds or against the current in the flooded river, I remain a fan of Wings of Pegasus, together for the music, kiss and rock. So thank you for that. And Mitch Marie has donated £2, so thank you for that as well. And the message is, oh, another guitar related question. Hi Phil, can you demonstrate flat picking, and what are some tips or techniques to sing while playing fingerstyle or rhythm guitar at the same time? Thanks and rock. So thank you for that. Right, mental note, tapping, flat picking, and yes, singing and playing. I'm just thinking of these questions as we go through. And Paul has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that, Paul. And the message is peace, love, and rock. So let's get now back to the guitar-related questions. And while I'm just mentioning guitar, just a quick push in the direction of something that's kicking off next month, and not very long to go at all now, until the 3rd of May, where I'll be playing with Taj Farrant in London. And yeah, tickets are available on sale if you want to check out this particular show with myself and Taj. And I showed this in the last live stream, and I can kind of manually move this really badly up like this and move it from side to side to see that it's live at the Garage London, and that's on Sunday, May the 3rd, 7 p.m. Tickets, you can see off the side here, this is just basically appearing in front of me. Tickets, it's breaking the illusion. Tickets are available at tajfarrant.com/shows. So if you can make it there on May the 3rd, that's where I will be, and I'll see you guys there, whoever turns up. So now let's get rid of that, and we are back to busting out the guitar. So the first thing was demonstrating octaves with tapping. So this is a good opportunity for me to check that the guitar is plugged in and that it works. It should do. So, I might have to get the red dude up on screen so we can actually see what's going on. 1, 2. I don't think he goes a third time. Right, so this is as good as it's going to be. So I'll try, and maybe I should cross my legs to get the guitar a little bit higher up. Now, when asking about demonstrating octaves with tapping, it can cover many things, but I'll give you a basic kind of tapping pattern. Let's say, first of all, let's say that the 2 dots or the 12th fret of your guitar, sometimes you'll see 2 dots. In this particular case on the Mugabe, you won't be able to see it. It all looks like just one straight line. But the one straight line here on the side of the fretboard is broken up into 2 lines. So then you know that that is your octave. This is a good chance for me to actually test my tuning as well. Okay, yeah, and that's because before the live stream I smacked the head of the guitar on the table, and that's what happens. The A string went slightly out of tune, so I can't really hear what's going on, but I do my best. I think there's a kind of delay and distortion on the guitar as well, but that will help probably for what I'm about to demonstrate. So now, if we're taking the G string, just for example, the 12th fret, which is what I was just talking about, that's where your octave is. So that is going to be the same notes having gone through all of the other notes, and now you're back where you started, but you're an octave higher. Now the thing is, if we're tapping here, I mean, it's fine, you can do that if you want to, but it's not going to be particularly interesting. So what tends to happen is you can start to add in taps so that is basically tapping and using the octave, but I'm not just kind of tapping one note. I'm tapping with my first finger and my little finger in this particular case. And I mean, you can kind of have a bit of a mess around with it. And this is the great thing about when you're kind of learning to play the guitar, you're messing around with a particular technique. I always kind of encourage people to throw the rule book out the window and just find, just find different notes, like all I did there. I'm just moving my hand down by a semitone and just kind of seeing what it sounds like. So what's going on here is I'm actually starting with an open string, which I'm using my second finger to get that string to ring out, and I'm hammering on with my first finger, my little finger, and then with my second finger as well. And you want to try and make sure, you can even start with a pick. If you want to pick the string, make sure that your tapping finger is kind of close, so that when you have picked the string, that you can just jump on with that first finger, little finger, and then here. And with that, I'm kind of going up and down, like that. So that's so you'll get that kind of sound. Hopefully you can hear this. I'm not sure if you can hear this or not, but I'm just going to keep on going. And yeah, if you want to, so you can take it to other strings as well. I was going to say that you can kind of apply vibrato with this if you want, but I mean it's quite good to just go through and don't worry about playing anything that's going to instantly sound like a song. Just getting used to this technique of and that kind of thing. So there you go. Hopefully that helps. That's octaves with tapping, and yeah, you can kind of move it around. And yeah, you can move it and kind of move the tapping as well to kind of see what you can find, see what you like, or yeah, move from one string to the next. But it might be the case that once you've got that, then you might want to come up with a particular melody, or it might remind you of other songs and you think, oh, that's what that song is. Or you might have a particular cycle or sequence that you go through. So let's say, for example, we'll go back to the G. You might want to go. You might want to do that, which is leaving out the up and down and just doing the up. like that. So you can mess around with the sequence. Let me see if we can, so that's 2 sequences, let me see. So yeah, you might find something in there, a particular sequence that you like the sound of, that isn't as kind of obvious as going up and down. Like there I had a tap, tap, down, tap, tap, down. So yeah, anyway, yeah, let's just stop tapping. But this is something that when you find a particular sound that you like, then you can just mess around with it. We'll take some practice, but keep it slow so that you're always playing it at a speed where, if you're going all the way up and down, oh, that was quite good. Imagine, I say imagine, I just did it. If you do want to tap onto another string, like that, then it means that you can then start, and when I say it's good, because it's a good point to bring up about starting the sequence. If you want to go, I've now tapped onto, so you can start your pull-offs from tapping onto the string rather than having to worry about, you might have tap, and say for example you did want to go up to the B, you might find that kind of issue that, well, how do I get started on the next string? And the easiest, but you got to make sure that you give it a good tap. And this is the other thing, that this Mugabe is not designed for kind of probably tapping, because you want to have, you know, a decent amount of sustain in there, and it's got to have, you know, a nice kind of, well, low action, depending on what your, you know, playing style is. But you generally want a lower action for tapping, and yeah, probably maybe yeah, a couple of humbuckers in terms of the pickup, so that you're getting more of a signal there. But it's still good to kind of just play through and practice your technique on lots of different guitars, just to make sure that your tapping can be heard evenly, because there's nothing worse than kind of tapping and not really being able to hear it. So that was that. What was the other thing that was asked? And it was in the PayPal window, so let me just jump back to here. Okay, right, so I'm going to have to really kind of roll off a lot of the sound here for a demonstration of flat picking. So flat picking, I mean, the thing is, flat picking, if we're just talking about the technique, is going to be a distorted version of flat picking, because I can't change to a clean tone, unfortunately, other than trying to roll off what I can. So flat picking is using your pick. It's basically, that's all it is. But more often than not, when you're talking about flat picking, it'll be having a particular sequence, having a particular sequence that you would be playing fingerstyle, which I'm just trying to, I'm gonna have to go fingerstyle. Yeah. It sounds like a mess because of all the distortion, but it's any time that you do pick a string, that's called flat picking, when you're just kind of picking between strings. But when you're listening to a great flat picker, is somebody who has the ability to jump between these strings. You know, kind of. This is something that you can tell that I've never kind of practiced that sequence, flat picking it, because I would do it, I would play it fingerstyle. So, but yeah, but flat picking kind of refers to everything. So, oh, what is happening here? don't know how, the flat picking it's difficult because I can't hear it very clearly through my laptop. I'll tell you what, let's just get rid of this because I can hear that something's gone awry. Let me try and, oh, how do I mute this? Let's mute this, right. Okay, right, we're back. Let's okay, yeah. I don't know why that does happen. So, Angela says, does flat picking have anything to do with how you hold the pick? No, it's just the way, it's just the word used for picking. So when you are picking, so, you know, you've got flat picking, and I mean, technically, you can say that, is it because the pick is held kind of perfectly horizontally and that's how you're kind of flat picking? But there's always some kind of a tilt in movement as you move from one string to the next, because you have to kind of come up and go over strings. If you are like there, that's a down pick with an ever so slight tilt, then coming back for an upstroke to a higher string. So yeah, just I think in the last video, where I think it was the last video where we looked at Sierra Ferrell, and I said that, yeah, we've got some great flat picking going on because they were playing with, I think they were both playing, and Sierra was with a pick, but still picking up the strings. But again, this isn't really the guitar to be doing it on, because you would be flat picking on an acoustic guitar, meaning that you've got a little bit more space between the strings and you won't kind of get too caught up. I mean, as I'm doing here, kind of getting caught up in this electric guitar, this Mugabe neck, which is, yeah, not something that you kind of want to be flat picking on, but still the same thing, that if you are picking through anything, you know, on the, oh, this G is just sneaking out. Every now and again, we'll have to keep our eye on that G or listen out for it, just sneaking out of tune. So, yeah, it's something that when you are getting used to a particular sequence, obviously you want to kind of look at the guitar and look at your strings and your pick, and don't do what I'm doing and kind of just kind of pick, you know, and kind of look forwards, because then you'll probably miss things. So it will get to a point where you'll be able to kind of feel where those strings are and work your way through it. But yeah, you always want to kind of look, if that's a particular technique that you're working at, if you're going to be skipping strings, then make sure that you're looking at it, and yeah, definitely not doing a live stream while you're trying to learn that particular technique or that particular sequence that you'll be working on. So yeah, I mean, some people, yeah, have worked at flat picking and can, you know, do it to an amazing level, and then you've got other people that play exactly the same thing with fingerstyle, but obviously I think it's a lot more challenging if you are going to be using the pick. So Angela says, then what's the difference between strumming and flat picking? Oh, we've still got to answer the question of trying to sing and play at the same time. So we'll get to that in a second, but strumming is really easy to explain. It's when you're hitting more than one string at once, and you're getting a, you know, you've got a particular strumming pattern. So it's like, you know, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down. Once you've got that pattern, then you have, know, you'll be changing from one chord to the next, but you've got your strumming pattern going on. But if you're picking, if I'm going like that, I'm now picking out the strings of that same sequence. So that's the difference between those, strumming and picking. And oh, here we go. So playing and singing at the same time. This is something that people can struggle with, but what I always try to say is that if you're struggling, if say that we've got a particular pattern, I don't know whether, we've still got the delay, but hopefully that's cleaned up a little bit. So if we've got that same pattern, we might as well. Now you're trying to sing over the top. You want to try and mark in your head where the vocal starts. So it might start on the first downstroke. It might start there on that particular upstroke. So you can start to match, and it's going to become a lot more natural as you kind of practice it, but you want to try and match your vocal to a particular pattern or upstroke or downstroke that you're playing in order to kind of get the vocal started, so you know where you should come in. And if it is quite complicated, then it means you want to work through the downstrokes and the upstrokes and just get a feel as to where that vocal comes in. So I think more often than not, it's just kind of getting into it straight away is the difficult part. But waiting for a particular upstroke or downstroke to get into the vocal, then that helps. And yeah, if you are going to be working at it, which you should be if you're then going to be performing in front of people, you want to make sure that you're really comfortable with it. And it might be the case that you just map out the whole song, getting used to where the vocal comes in, and have these little anchor points so that you're always coming in with your vocal on that particular upstroke or that downstroke. And there'll always be a particular pattern as well that you're playing that's going to help you do that, to always be there at the right time. Same thing with playing riffs, or I know here we've just got any advice for playing fingerstyle. I think exactly the same thing applies. I'm just going to skip this advert. So the same principle applies, that it might be the case that when you do have a particular pattern that you're playing, that you're making sure that your vocal comes in on the thumb or the first finger or the second finger or the third finger, depending on what you're playing. But you always kind of want to begin with match things up if it doesn't come naturally. Some people, I think when you've played through a particular pattern a lot, you start to put all of those movements to the muscle memory, so that's a subconscious thing. So then you have a little bit more of your brain free to then start attempting to sing over the top of it. But there might be a particular run or sequence that you struggle with, and that's again just breaking it down. And the same thing for riffs. If there's a complicated riff that you're supposed to be singing over the top of, just break it down and find where each word, because more often than not the words will always match a particular beat if you're breaking it down, either on the on beat or off beat, and you'll be able to match your vocals with that particular beat or accent if you're kind of listening to the whole song and you've got it kind of all set up. So yeah, just take a little bit of practice, but having it organized is the most important thing, because I think when people just kind of dive into it, they might play a riff and they go, well, how do I sing over this? I can't do the two things at the same time. You think, well, find out where the first word comes in, which note you're playing, and then say that word at that time. And then once you've figured that out, where does the second word come in? Do that when that note comes in, and just kind of, and it might even be the case that the second word comes in after the first note, but there's no other note that's being played with that second word, which then makes it easy, because it means that you don't have to worry about playing anything when you're singing it. So that's it. That's my tips for playing and singing at the same time. I think that's what I kind of go back to if there's a more technical sequence that you're singing over the top of. With playing chords, you know, that starts to become, I think, relatively second nature, when, especially if you're kind of just doing a particular pattern. Depending on the style of music that you're playing, that kind of thing, that will just do its own thing in the background, because it's quite basic. So yeah, all of that kind of strumming will take a bit of practice to get down, but shouldn't be too difficult. And then the more kind of, you know, picking and playing riffs, then try to pair things together. So there we have it. Thank you for that, Mitch Marie. And has been another donation. We did reference that one from Paul for $5, where Paul said peace, love and rock. So thank you for that. And Karen donated £7.09. So thank you for that. And the message is, greetings from beautiful California, Phil. 2 random questions. I believe I heard it was a special day there for Queen Elizabeth. Do you know what took place? Also, if you didn't have a channel to manage, would you come to the World Cup? So, first of all, yeah, I don't really keep up to date with any news. I don't keep up to date with the royal family news. I think I've said this in a live stream before, that it's, I don't know, it's difficult because there are some people that are really into the royal family, but yeah, I think it's a bit of a difficult existence to be born into, that your lives are just going to be under the microscope all the time. So yeah, I tend to kind of just think, well, they're normal people that obviously have a lot of eyes on them at the same time. So yeah, I think if some people were interested in them as much as me, they could probably go out and do lots of things and not be particularly bothered, but it's always going to be the case that they're bothered by paparazzi all over the world. So yeah, it's a bit of a shame. So yeah, so I don't know anything about that. And if I didn't have a channel, would I come to the World Cup? Well, the World Cup is going to have the dynamic pricing system, so I probably wouldn't be able to afford to go to the World Cup. I saw that World Cup final tickets were, I think, starting at £5,000, and some of them were £20,000. And this is the whole, debate, or should I say, heated debate, argument that we had here in the UK over the Oasis tour and their tickets that were priced dynamically. So somebody clicks on a ticket for £40, and then it takes ages to get through to the final page, and by the time they get to the final page it's like £180. And then they're told, oh, the reason it's gone up so much is because lots of other people are trying to buy this ticket. So if you want to have this ticket, this is how much it's going to cost. And of course, they've got so far through the process that they feel that they've got to spend that money on the ticket, even though they might not be able to afford it, whereas they could have afforded the £40, but then they might get themselves into financial trouble with the £180 ticket. So that's what the World Cup are doing, and that's why it means that somebody might want to buy a ticket for £200 and then it ends up being £20,000, because obviously a lot of people want to go and watch it. But I don't know, I think buying something, like buying a ticket for an event, that's not an auction. But dynamic pricing is like an auction. It means, oh, we're just going to up it a little bit here. Oh, this other person wants it, so let's up it a bit more. Oh, they now want it, so let's up it a little bit more. It used to just be the case that you bought a ticket and that was that. So yeah, unfortunately, I think it's all about, well, it is all about the money, and there's a certain dishonesty to that, because once you say, yes, I want that ticket for £40, you should be entitled to have that ticket because you've clicked on it, not to then be told, oh, now it's 180. It's like, I think that there should be some kind of legislation that comes in that rules all of that out, because it's unfair. Because imagine that there's a family who can't afford to treat their kid to go and watch a football game, and they happen to get a ticket for the World Cup final, which will be the most amazing experience for the kid. But then by the time they get through to the final checkout, they can see that it's now £5,000 and they can't afford it. You think, well, yeah, that's just kind of taking a once in a lifetime experience, an opportunity from not only the parents but the child that they were going to buy it for. So it just turns into the whole hierarchy of people that can afford it and people that can't afford it. And I'm not a big fan of that, and I've never been a big fan of that, of people that can afford more are being treated a different way to people that can't afford the same thing. I think, yeah, we all need to be kind of on a level playing field and just make something a particular price, and that's what it is. So anyway, there are my thoughts on it. So right, where were we? In the PayPal window. So that was Karen, thank you for that donation. And Leslie has donated £30.47. So thank you for that. And the message is, good evening, Phil. Happy belated birthday. I haven't attended live streams recently because Guitar Talk is all Greek to me. I'm only a consumer of the final product. Leslie L. So thank you for that. And yeah, I don't think you have to play guitar really. Hopefully people like explaining about octaves. Maybe you can look at a guitar, and if you do see 2 dots higher up, then you'll know that that's called an octave. It's where you get the same note but repeated just higher up. So yeah, but some people are interested, some people aren't interested. It's all up to them. Now we are going to quickly jump into the super chat window, and we're at 10 to midnight here. So things are rolling on. I might actually jump into the stream settings, which means then we can see how many likes we are at. And let's get the likeometer up on screen, because we are at 266 likes so far, meaning we're looking for 34 more people to hit the thumbs up in order to bust out the guitar that I've already busted out and have a Phil Jam. And it's Phil Jam number 321 tonight if we reach that target. So if you could hit that thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. Let's get rid of that. Let's get back into the super chat window. And there's Jennifer, who's donated $5, so thank you for that. And the message is, Phil, would you ever want to be on The Masked Singer? If so, what costume would you want? So first of all, it doesn't really appeal to me. I'm not really into the kind of TV shows, and I know that that's not really a TV talent show, but the problem would be is that they wouldn't know who I was anyway. So they would be forever trying to guess who it was. And does that mean that you then win if nobody can guess who you are? I don't know. So maybe it'd be a surefire way of me winning. But yeah, I wouldn't be interested in going on it. If I were to have a silly costume, I think it would have to be a Pegasus. That would make sense. And even with that, I think they probably still wouldn't know who I was. So there you go. Thank you for that donation. Now, we are going to be jumping into the cover video for tonight. I can see that Wanted Dead or Alive has 53% of the vote so far. Is between that and Parisian Walkways. So I'll leave it just for a few more minutes, whichever one of those you want to hear my version of. You can vote for that at the bottom of the live chat room. So, Pam K36 says Justin Hawkins did it. So, yeah, I mean, the thing about Justin's voice is that I would assume it's instantly recognizable because of his falsetto that he goes into, unless he tried to put on a different voice. I don't watch the show, unfortunately, so I don't know exactly what he did. But yeah, I would like to think that people would be able to tell it's his voice pretty easily. Because, yeah, that's the great thing about using your voice as it is. And maybe it's something that I'll talk with Justin about in the future when he jumps on the channel here about his vocal style and the way that he delivers his vocal, but also his vocal registers, and whether it's something that he just does naturally, which I kind of tend to get the impression that it is just something that he can do, and it's a natural thing and not something that he's been working at to try and unlock his falsetto and not being able to do it, and that kind of thing. I think it sounds to me like it's just a natural thing that his voice does. And I mean, this is what's great about being an original artist. If there's something unique about your voice, it's great to just embrace that and then use it as it is, and then you will sound unique. That's something that your voice does that other people's voices might not do. So yeah, I'm sure that they probably guessed who it was, who the voice belonged to. And I have no idea what he dressed up as. But thank you for that. In the live chat room, we are going to be jumping into this cover video for tonight. So let's see what we can see at the bottom of the live chat room. It is going to be Wanted Dead or Alive, the Bon Jovi classic. And just before we do jump into that, I'm going to try and check how long tonight's backing track will be. If we hit the target, it's 7 minutes and 11 seconds. So, right, we'll have to try to keep as organised as we can do. We're going to be jumping into my version of Wanted Dead or Alive. So, I hope you guys enjoy this. I was just checking whether my guitar was turned down or not. I think we're fine. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock!
It's all the same, only the names are changed. Every day it seems like we're wasting away. Another place where the faces are so cold. I drive all night just to get back home, 'cause I'm a cowboy on this steel horse I ride. Wanted, dead or alive. Sometimes I sleep, sometimes it's not for days. The people I meet always go their own separate ways. Sometimes you tell the day by the bottle that you drink. Times when you're alone, when all you do is think. 'Cause I'm a cowboy on this steel horse I ride. Wanted, dead or alive. I walk these streets, a loaded 6-string on my back. I play for keeps, 'cause I might not make it back. I've been everywhere, and still I'm standing tall. I've seen a million faces, and I've rocked them all. 'Cause I'm a cowboy on this steel horse I ride. Wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive. Wanted, dead or alive.
And there we have it. I hope you enjoyed that one. And thank you guys for requesting Parisian Walkways and wanted Dead or Alive for tonight's cover video. And yeah, just so happens that the Bon Jovi classic won out. Now, I think we are up to date with everything. And we've got 2 minutes to midnight here, which means we do have enough time for the Fill Jam. We might have time to just put something in before, this might be wishful thinking, but before the Fill Jam, if we actually get to the target. Let's see how we are getting on with the likeometer. And we are looking for 8 more people to hit the thumbs up. If you can do that, it'll be very much appreciated, because we'll keep the guitar out and we will jam along to Fill Jam number 321. We'll check out what that is all about. So what we might do is, I know that Joe, a couple of live streams ago, requested the library fill tune. So we might jump into that, because we do have time to look at that before then getting into the 7+ minutes of this particular backing track, and it'll give you guys a chance to hit the thumbs up. So yeah, looking for 4 more people. If you could do that, it would be very much appreciated. Really helps the live stream to get out there and for the channel to grow on the whole. But let's jump into my real life story of the library, and this actually happened. So I will see you guys after this. Rock!
Holy gosh, guys, you will not believe what I have just managed to secure.
What are you talking about? Can't you see we're right in the middle of watching Jeremy Kyle?
Well, I have just managed to secure us as the headline act in this year's biggest and only festival in Maidenhead. On Monday evening.
Monday evening? Sounds like a very queer time to have the final big act of the festival. Well, I guess it must be a bank holiday for the crowds to be there.
I think we should not check and just assume that is the case. It would be great to play to a festival crowd. I'm starting to feel nervous already.
Well, I can't believe we are going to be on the main stage. This is so awesome.
Well, it can't hurt to get our music out to a larger audience and to play on a large stage. It will be a great experience for us. Hello there, I wonder if you can help me. My band are due to headline the Guff Fest and we can't find the venue. Do you know where it is? We stupidly thought we would be able to follow the crowds, but we must be in the totally wrong vicinity. Any ideas?
Oh yes, this is Guff Fest. Are you Phil Henley?
Heck. Sorry. Yes, I am Phil. I do apologize, but I seem to have missed where it is being held. Where is the crowd and where is the main stage?
The main stage, or stage 1, is located over in that direction. Stages 2 and 3 are in the opposite direction, with the acoustic stage just in front of the toilets.
Okay, great, thanks. So where do we unload to get to the main stage? Is the space on stage to have our equipment ready while the previous band are playing? And also, how far away is the field and stage, as I can't hear the crowds and I assume it must be a long walk from here?
Note, the main stage is behind you. If you look on the floor, there is some gaffer tape on the floor running diagonally across the corner of the room with main stage written on it.
Ha, for a second there I thought you said there wasn't actually a stage and that it was just a floor divided into 2 sections depicted by gaffer tape.
That is exactly what I said.
Oh, I seem to have been misled by the use of the term festival. This is in fact just a room with gaffer tape on the floor in 3 corners of the room depicting stages 1, 2 and 3. It also seems to get to the toilets you have to walk directly through the acoustic stage while the person is performing, not to mention of course the unique aroma that is being generated from behind the stage.
This is the way we set it up every year and it's always worked very well.
How many people do you get on average a year coming to this pub? Sorry, festival.
We tend not to count in numbers as I find them misleading. I hate figures.
Great. Well, I shall take that answer as attendance is minimal. Well, we have 10 friends and family coming down at least, thank ruddy heck.
Do they realize it is £6 to get in on the door?
Holy guff. Are you yanking my crank? How can you justify that entry fee? That means you will be making at least £60 from us alone. And that is before any beverage purchase being taken into account. How much are we getting paid for this gig? Sorry. Festival.
We don't pay the bands, not even petrol money, because we are totally out of order.
Well, to be fair, that seems to be common practice these days.
Yes, and also the bands that we booked to play are not checked beforehand, so they could be the worst band we've ever heard.
Well, again, at least you are following the common guidelines. So shall we set up now while there is nobody around? Haha. That was a joke.
Okay. Also, we might ask you to turn yourselves down somehow, as some people prefer to watch the television, which we leave on during performances.
Fantastic. Well, do we at least get any free drinks or food? We will be here for 6 hours in total after all.
We will allow you free tap water all evening.
That's absolutely fantastic. For some reason, water is something I feel like I need to stay alive. So having it from a tap for free seems like a great offer. Thank you so much.
Think nothing of it.
Oh, I will. Right, I had better get back to the van and tell the guys the good news about the extortionate ticket price, not getting paid, no stage, and no crowd. Thank you for this opportunity and this great festival. Before I leave, I must inform you this has now become the worst day of my life. Bye.
One last thing, while we were talking I could see your car was getting a parking ticket.
That's brilliant. Bye.
And there we have it. That was a real life story, or a filled tune, as they're now known as. So we have hit the target for tonight's Phil Jam. Thank you guys for hitting the thumbs up. It's very much appreciated. Meaning we are going to be jumping into Phil Jam number 321. But 171 race car donated $20 and said, having ADHD, I appreciate your thorough instructions. US pricing for events has been brought before Congress. Kid Rock gave testimony about price gouging and corporations who control the majority of events. They are corrupt. So thank you for that. Yeah, unfortunately, it's that whole system that I'm not particularly into, where people just get to decide how much not very well off people have to pay for a ticket. I think it just should be a flat rate. Now, let's jump into this backing track. Okay, I could hardly hear that, which is annoying, but I can kind of hear it. Now, this is Phil Jam number 321, and it's called I penso a te, in brackets, and I think of you, close brackets, dash, smooth jazz ballad backing track in A minor, and then in brackets 70 BPM for you tempo fanatics, and then close bracket. Oh, look at this channel. This comes from Dick's Music Studio and Luigi Montagna. So that's DIXMUSIC Studio and Luigi Montagna. That's MONTAGNA. So there you go. Let's have a listen to this and see what happens. Hopefully you can hear it. Hopefully you can hear the guitar. Again, I'm doing this all through a laptop, so yeah, whatever happens, happens. We'll just have to deal with it. have it. That was the end. I was battling throughout that with the A string. It seemed to be drifting all over the place, so I had to keep on tuning it as we went. But the other thing was, for anybody saying, oh, we need the red dude, he's already as zoomed out as he can be. So yeah, we just had to deal with that. It's probably just the angle of the camera, maybe it needs to be tilted forward a bit, but that was what it was. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and ensuring that we had Phil Jam number 321. And I'm going to try and read this out again. That was I penso a te, and I think of you, in brackets, smooth jazz, with my laptop out of the way, smooth jazz ballad backing track in A minor, and then in brackets 70 beats per minute from Dick's Music Studio and Luigi Montagna on YouTube. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one. Right, let's turn this down so we don't get the interference. Now I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, and Friday, and then I'll be live streaming on Saturday night, so make sure you check that out if you do get a chance. Now, I think we are up to date with everything, so all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!